Hey guys, what's up? It's Festive ST. This is actually the first time you actually get to see my face. I know on my Instagram and everything I've just shown the car. So here I am. This is the first vlog that I'm actually going to do. Let me roll my windows up so no one thinks I'm crazy for talking to the camera. A lot of new things have changed about the car. In the back, you can see all the fucking exhaust stuff that just recently came off my car. I just haven't had time to take it off or take it out of my car and everything. But I just want to show you around my car. I know it's a little dirty right now, so please please be understanding that I literally got up this morning. I'm gonna pick up a friend, and I need to do some data logging for my car. So it's dirty. It's gonna be dirty until probably a couple days from now when I actually get the time to clean it. So the first thing that I want to go through about my car, which is special to me, is that this isn't my car. I know it's weird to say that, but it's a lease. Now, you might be saying, Festive, why did you get a lease and do all this stuff to lease? Well, here's the thing. When I originally went to get it, I was skeptical about this car. I originally wanted a Mustang GT, and the payments on the Mustang GT were outrageous, even for a lease. Normally, leases are cheaper than financing it. The lease for a Mustang GT was $650, which after a 3-year lease of $650 a month, that is more than the car is worth. And the dealership that I went to said, hey, well, but after you have your lease, you can buy it out. Oh, shoot. And my thought on that was, if I already paid for the car's value on the lease, why would I pay more to be able to own my car after the lease? And another reason why I got a lease, or decided to get a lease, is I've gone through 7 cars in 3 years. So I thought a lease would be a good way for me to stick with the car that I have. Because I can't get rid of it, I can't do anything, I can't get rid of it, and so I'm stuck with it. Which is a good and a bad thing. Because the amount of money I've spent on my cars, and then gone rid of them, most of them I made money on. One I lost money on, but we don't talk about that one. Actually 2 of them I lost money on. And 2 other ones I still have. But, my friend, who actually is a salesman, who just became a salesman at Ford, was trying to work with me to get a car that I liked and I enjoyed and everything like that. And so he was talking to me, and I was debating if I wanted to get the new F-150, the 5.0, or a Mustang. And the Mustang was obviously out of the picture by then, so it was really only the 5.0 that I could get, or the truck at that time. And he was like, hey, we have this Fiesta ST that I want you to test drive. And I told him, when I was there, I told him straight up, hey, I don't really like that car. It's small. It seems silly and dumb and everything. And if I didn't go on that test drive in that car, I would not be sitting in my Fiesta ST right now. Before, the only thing I thought was cool was the Focus RS. The Focus ST was okay. It was fine. But I thought the Fiesta ST was just silly and dumb and everything. And I did, before he said, come look at this car and everything, I did some research about it, looked it up and everything, and me being a dumbass that I was, I looked up about Fiestas and stuff, and everybody says their transmissions are shit. I was like, well, I don't want to fucking have that if it's a shitty transmission. And then I did a little bit more digging on the ST and realized they only come in a manual. So I was like, okay, well that narrows down some of the things that would be wrong with it. So I was like, okay, let's go for a test drive. we get in the car, we go for a test drive. I loved it. Even with the stock exhaust and the stock resonator and everything like that, the mufflers and everything, it still had a little pops to it. And that just, and it was unplanned and everything, and that just brought a smile to my face. You don't expect a Fiesta to pop. A small car like this just to go pop, pop, pop. You don't expect it, and it's at completely random times. And that was the turning point. And we did some turns in the car at some speed, and the handling, even though it's a front wheel drive car, it drives like it's rear wheel drive. I mean, it handles beautifully. I mean, one of my buddies has a WRX, and it handles better than the WRX. I mean, granted that this is a 2019 and his is a 13, but this handles better than his WRX. Now, I don't know how well it's going to handle in a year, but for now, it's beautiful. If I didn't go on the test drive, I wouldn't have it. So I say, okay, let's get it. So I do all the paperwork and all that shit, and he sends it to Ford. Ford turns around and says, "Hey, you already have a active car loan, so we can't give you we can't let you lease this one unless you pay off your other one." And my other car, the only other car I have a loan on, is a 2009 Escape Hybrid Limited, which, yeah, I know it's a hybrid. I know you're going to talk shit about it. That car is actually pretty... It's a good car. It gets me to point A to point B, good gas mileage. It's not too slow, but not too fast. No problems with it. It's comfortable. It's high-ish up, and I've actually gone off-roading with it. I mean, that'll be in another video, or I might just show photos at the end of this video of it. But, so in my mind, I was like, I don't really want, because I think I owed like $2,000 left, no, $3,000 left on the car at that point. And I didn't really want to get rid of it, because I knew that Ford wouldn't give me as much as what my payoff would be on it. And I was like, is there any other way? And they said, well, if you get someone to co-sign for you, you're more likely to get it. And I didn't really want a co-sign. I've never had a co-sign for any of my cars. And for a Fiesta to have a Fiesta ST to get a co-sign just to get a car, when you've already have good credit, you already have another finance and everything, your credit's good, you have good history and everything, I didn't want to do that. So I said, okay, well, just appraise my car. So they go out, and I'll tell you, so that car, the Escape, had a lot of stuff in it, because I just had an accident in my Taurus SHO, and it was deemed totaled. So I had to move all of the stuff out of the Taurus. And if you don't know, the Taurus's trunk is huge. You can fit 2 bodies in there if you want. But I mean, I didn't have any bodies. I just, when it was in the accident, it was just sitting in my driveway, so everybody in our family used it as storage. So we had a lot of stuff in it, and I just got done emptying out the car and put it all in my Escape. So the appraisers walk on out to the Escape, open the door, look in the back. Holy shit, this car is fucking packed with shit. They do their appraisal, they come back, and they say, okay, we'll give you $1,500 for it. And I said, I can't do that. I'm not going to go into negative equity on my trade. And I said, I'm guess it's not going to work out. Like, it was so close to working out. Like, manual, like, the manual, this thing. This is what got me when I was like, let's get it, was when my friend, the salesman, came out with the second key and this. Ford Performance for your manual on a Fiesta. Yes, that's right. And when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, this is actually, well, first I thought it was a joke. I was like, okay, that manual goes to Mustang and everything. Nope, it goes to this. And so I was all psyched about it, and I was ready to get it that day. I was ready to drive out of the dealership, make my friend the first sale of his salesman life and everything. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And so he was, even the manager was pushing for it. And the manager was like, all right, here's what we can do. Call your bank up and ask them what your 12-day payoff would be. So I call them up. They say $3,000. I tell them that, and the manager's like, oh, I don't know. And then he's like, let me go talk to my manager and the finance lady and the GM and everything like that. I mean, it went everywhere. And I shouldn't say a couple minutes, like 20 minutes later, they walk back and they say, all right, we found some extra money and we're going to do your payoff for you of your Escape. I was like, awesome, let's do it. And they're like, all right, we're going to get everything ready and we're going to call you back into the finance room when it's ready. And so we go to the finance room, or we don't even get to the finance room, and they say, we still can't do it. Ford's being really particular about this and we can't finance you. So I said, okay, so what can I do? And they said, since you have good credit and you have a loan, you should go to your bank and just get a check and finance it instead of leasing it, because my bank would finance it for me. But the problem was I was in a mindset of a lease where I'd be stuck with the car for 3 years, so I don't have to get rid of it. Or where I don't get, well, I mean, I would get, hopefully, I know I'm not going to get tired of the car, but back when I was getting it, I thought that I might get tired of the car and sell it like I did my Mustang. So I was thinking, all right, no, I need a lease. I need to be able to stay with this car and not get rid of it. So I say, all right, well, I really want to lease it. I don't want to finance it. I want to lease it. And I was like, how can we do this? And they said, the only way we can do this is if you get a cosign. And I said, all right, well, let me talk to some people and get back to you on that. So I feel bad myself because my friend, first time trying to sell a car, didn't work out. And so I go home and I talk to my family, and my dad's like, fine, we'll help you co-sign for it. Which might sound bad, but I needed another car. My car got totaled. And the hybrid, it's a good car. I wanted something fun to drive around and everything. And the hybrid, I couldn't take to car shows. I've always been to car shows. I've loved car shows. I love car meets and everything like that. So I want to take something fun that I'm not that person rolling up in a hybrid in. And I didn't want to spend like a huge amount of money financing it, like out the door financing it with my bank and everything. Probably would have been around like $27,000 but for a lease it would be only, this was my opinion back before I realized how fun the car was, instead of only $16,000 for a lease, right? So I tell my dad that, and I tell everything about the pros about a lease and everything like that, and he's like, all right, fine, we'll just do it. So it takes a whole week for us to get back to the dealership. And my friend still hasn't sold a car yet. And we walk in, we fill out all the paperwork again. My dad fills out the paperwork, everything's good. They send it to the finance room. The finance room comes back 20 minutes later, says, no, we still can't do it. Now, I drive a truck for FedEx, right? So, in my mind, I was like, what is the problem here? Money's not the problem. Our score's not, they just didn't want to finance it to us. It was on Ford's end, Ford's financial end. They didn't want to do it for some reason. Maybe it was because I got paid weekly. The money was there, everything was there. They didn't want to do it. So after a lot of calls and explaining to them, like, this guy's eligible, this guy's good for it, and everything, Ford said, okay, let's do it. Got in there, filled everything out, everything was going smoothly, everything ended up going smoothly. I got a warranty plan, I got maintenance paid for, everything like that, except wheel and tire and everything. Because it was a lease, I got a discount because if I sell the car back to them, they want it in good condition. Okay, so I say, okay, that's fine. It didn't end up being much, and so everything turned out fine. I walked out with the car, got my friend the first sale. His I don't know if his tie got cut or not, but walked out. He taught me about, all the normal stuff that you do when the car gets when you get delivery of your car. And then I drove home, and on the way home I was cruising, and two other one Focus and one Fiesta ST cruised up beside me. And keep in mind that I had temp tags on my car at the time. They were really cool about it. They're like, you just got it? I was like, yeah, literally 5 minutes ago. And we struck up a conversation. We had a really good talk. We actually slowed down on the highway, and we sat and we talked for a bit about everything. And then we went our separate ways. And that's when I realized that the ST line, ST line's a completely different car. That's a completely other story about when I bought the car. But the STs that Ford makes it's kind of like the Jeep family. Everybody understands each other. Everybody's respectful of each other. And it's just a really cool feeling, just be able to cruise up next to someone and just cruise with them. They won't try to race you unless you want to race. We all talk about the same stuff, talk about all the same problems that we have. Everybody's done something different to their car, so there's not really a person that has the same exact build as your car. Something's different. Always something's different. I have past 40 Fiesta ST owners I've talked to. None of them have the same thing, like all the same thing. We might have the same exhaust, we might have the same tune, but no one has the same exact build, which is kind of special. So you can always tell which guy it is. You're like, oh, well, that's Bobby with his I don't know, or that's Fiesta. Or that's Festive with his Crackle Pop tune, or something like that. You're gonna know. And so the community is just really cool. I joined a really cool ST Maryland ST community, which I'll put the link down in the description. If you guys have an ST and you want to join, you're more than welcome to join. But that's the story on behind my car. Next video, I know this got to be a really long video. The next video, I'll go through what I've done to my car and everything like that. That'll be probably coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do daily uploads, but I work every day. I work early to late, so some of the videos might be in the dark. And I apologize for that. But Sundays are going to be like the big video that comes out. So make sure you stay tuned for those. Make sure, if you're not following me already, follow me on Instagram, festive_st_, and follow me on I already said Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, same name, and make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube. And I hope to see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.